Greetings to Sir and my fellow friends. We are from Group 6 and today we are going to present regarding Royal Dutch Shell, a result from the merger between Royal Dutch Petroleum Company and the Shell Transport and Trading Company. Our group members include Khor Zhi Ping, Wan Zhi Yin, Yee Jia Ern, Tze Hui, Ming Yao, Kean, Kashvny Prakash, and Jayanthi Viji. I'm Wan Zhi Yin with matrix number 270478. Now I'd like to explain regarding a brief history of Royal Dutch Shell. In the year of 1890, Royal Dutch Petroleum Company was founded, while the Shell Transport and Trading Company was founded in year 1897. Merger of both companies occurred in year 1907, but both companies remain their own identity. The merger is replaced by a single company identity in year 2005. In the year of 2015, Royal Dutch Shell acquired BG Group, which was a leader in liquefied natural gas.
Good morning, sir and everyone. My name is Kashvny Prakash with matrix number 272075. Now, I'll be presenting about the industry structure as well as management and board of directors of Royal Dutch Shell. Industry structure is basically the characteristics that builds the competitive strategy of firms that produce products which are close substitutes for each other. So the first one is competition and rivalries in the industry. Besides Royal Dutch Shell, Chevron, BP plc, ConocoPhillips and ExxonMobil are some of the key players in global oil and gas industry. Price competition within these firms are frequent and therefore the companies have to offer products with better price than their competitors. Next, risk of new market entrance to this industry is low due to financial barriers, and also resources in the industry are already owned or dominated by large companies. Besides that, the bargaining power of customers in this industry is low to zero. This is because there is constant demand and limited competition for fuel and petroleum globally. So the players in the industry control the price. On the other hand, the bargaining power of suppliers is moderate since they are the ones who have direct access to oil reserves, and government restrictions for the suppliers are only to some extent. Lastly, there is low threat to substitute products such as electrical energy because vehicles using electrical energy does not perform with high efficiency nor is it cheap. So the demand for oil-based fuels remain high. But this demand is expected to decline as many countries nowadays are doing research and development to produce electric cars that consume less unrenewable resources. Let's move on to the management and board of directors of Royal Dutch Shell. The company practices a single-tier board of directors and a democratic organizational structure also known as the decentralization of authorities in the company, where subsidiaries can partially make their own decisions. The chair of the board is Charles O. Holliday, who goes by the nickname Chad. Yulin Goh is the deputy chair and senior independent director, while Ben Van Beurden is the chief executive officer of the company, and the chief financial officer is Jessica O. Royal Dutch Shell also appointed 9 independent non-executive directors, who are Dick Bower, Neil Carson OBE, Anne Godbeer, Catherine J. Hughes, Martina Hoon Marjan, Sir Andrew Mackenzie, Abraham Scott, Sir Nigel Sheenwald, GCMG, and Gary Zong. Last but not least, the person who oversees all the legal teams of the company is Linda M. Holter, Royal Dutch Shell's secretary. That's all from me. Thank you.
Good day everyone, I'm Jayanthi Viji, matrix number 273352, going to present about the vision, mission and the location strategy of Shell. The main goal of Royal Dutch Shell Group is to gather energy required of community in a socially economic perspective as well as environmentally feasible manner in present and future. The Dutch Shell's mission statement and vision focuses on profitability, environmental and social responsibility. Mission and mission statement plays an important role in an organization. The vision and mission statement defines the purpose of the organization and instills a sense of belonging and identity to employees. This pushes them to work harder to achieve success. Firstly, the mission of Royal Dutch Shell is to ensure and secure the safely marketing as well as reaching of energy and petrochemical products to their customers while offering value-added services that are highly innovative in any time. To maintain employee coordination, the specified mission statement and the utilization of company's core values are very critical to achieve the goal. The vision statement for Royal Dutch Shell is to make a diversity among our employees, valuation of our customers by a group of dedicated professionals, contribute to continuous development and keep our promises to employee and customers. providing products and its Royal Dutch Statement of Health, striving to create strong connection wherever we conduct. Based on Shell's vision, the company aims to be a leader in oil and gas sector. This is aligned with the strategic goals of the company, which are enforcing its dominance, making its acquisition work, and investing in suitable projects. The company has to assess its fund and assets to engage in some of the necessary venture and have the competent human resources to implement the plans. The outcomes need to be monitored and controlled to ensure absolute success. The Royal Dutch Shell Company, known as a multinational oil and gas company, with the headquarters in The Hague, the Netherlands, while the office of the company was registered in London. Before merging become Royal Dutch Shell, the Shell Transportation and Trading Company was located at London, England. This company's origin can be founded date back to year 1833, when a businessman called Marcus Samuel opened a shop in the largest and busiest port in London, at that moment selling seashells pearls that brought by the sailors from the sea. After he passed away, his sons had figured out the profitability of oil transportation at that time. Therefore, they decided to transport kerosene in bulk with well-designed tanker in order to them to save cost of transportation. Shell wants to provide a holistic user experience at a new campus where employees and visitors can eat, work, live, and play, transforming the way people interact with the space. In April 2015, major restoration work began on Shell's oldest building in the Netherlands, which is the headquarters of Shell. The big Dutch oil shell is considering moving its headquarters from the Netherlands to the UK. Feedback from staff indicated that the current design of the building needed to be improved, and the plans have been made to create a vibrant and energetic environment that will support organizational efficiency and innovation. Among a range of innovations, Shell is aiming to shift from using workstations to over approximately 30 work settings in order to promote better use of space. The new headquarters campus will consist of 4 buildings, totaling approximately 110,000 square meters, with offices as well as space for learning and employees' amenities, and car parks. Rather than being designed by task, the campus will be defined through different energy levels, including its outside space, which will range from active zones on the urban-facing front and quiet areas.
Hello everyone, I'm Zhe Hui with matric number 270FI1. Now I would like to present about the corporate strategy of Royal Dutch Shell. Corporate strategy can be said is a mode of decisions that help the company to obtain a competitive advantage, at the same time fulfill the requirements of customers, employees, and communities. For example, Shell has decided to provide oil, low carbon energy products, and gas to consolidate their position as a leading energy company. The corporate strategy of Shell has divided into 3 themes. The first theme is growth strategy, that the company has reshaped their portfolio and always evaluate their external environment. The second theme is risk management, that the company has restructured their business line through the upstream, transformation, and growth. The third theme is distinctive capabilities, that the company has strived in the energy transition. Next is about the reason and motive of merge and acquisition. The reason that encouraged Royal Dutch merge with Shell can be said is an action taken by the company after break up the downgrading of oil resources from the Associated Press. They have 3 motives that encourage the merging. Firstly is to improve the management. It is because the Shell merchants have lack of organization skill and ignore the technical knowledge of oil industry. The second motive is vertical integration. For example, Shell has implemented backward integrations that combine the downstream with the upstream of business. The last motive is help the company grow. For example, after Royal Dutch merged with Shell, the company has enlarging its sales operation into the another continents and become the top of 100 company during 2007. That's all for me. Thank you.
Hi, I'm Kean. It's my pleasure to share with you about the deal structure and the corporate restructuring in Royal Dutch Shell. From the process of merging between Royal Dutch Petroleum and Shell Transport and Trading Company, we can ensure that the process of deal are non-taxable, since they are only acquired the share from each other but not purchasing the share and the assets from the company. To increase their progress of merging in order for both of these firms to compete with Standard Oil since 20th century, Royal Dutch Petroleum and Shell Trading and transport company decide to exchange their stock by constructing a shell corporation, namely Royal Dutch Shell until nowadays. For the account consideration, both of these firms agreed to use US dollar as their financial reporting currency. Unless stated, they also use euro and pound. However, their base currency are still using the euro, since their employee salary was paid by the euro dollar. For the tax consideration, both Royal Dutch Petroleum and Shell Transport and Trading Company agreed that the dividend received by the shareholders of Tab A and Tab ADR that are non-residency for both the Netherlands and the United Kingdom are non-taxable, but their income tax will based on the Income Tax Act of their own country. So what about the Type B? The shareholders of Type B are also non-taxable to the dividend income, since their dividend were received by the dividend access mechanism, that the Royal Dutch Shell will distribute the dividend of the share Type B to a trustee. After that, the trustee will distribute the dividend received from the Royal Dutch Shell to the shareholders. Therefore, the shareholders of Type B are also non-taxable to the dividend income for both the companies. Actually, the Royal Dutch Shell has executed the corporate restructuring for the company since year 2002 until now. What they did, they sell the old assets such as the refineries that are found low efficiency and low profitability for the company. In addition, they had acquired the new assets such as the refineries from other companies. And also they have buy back their shares from the investors. So why they need to do this? They need to improve the confidence of their investor to continue invest to their company when they have been found out that they misrepresent the amount of oil and gas reserve in order for them to improve their net earnings. The key reason why Royal Dutch Shell restructured their corporation was to cut off the redundant asset and product lines that brings to low efficiency and also the low profitability to the company. And also they need to contract their product lines just to ensure the high effectiveness and high efficiency of the control. Therefore, it will help them to generate more income. Nowadays, they restructure the corporation was because they need to move their focus from unrenewable energy to renewable energy.
Good day, sir. My name is Khor Zhi Ping with matrix number 269576. Today, I'm going to talk about the value creation in this merger. In 1907, Royal Dutch Petroleum is merging with Shell is to solve the financial problem. This is because Shell had made a wrongly decision. In the process of dealing with Texas oil, Shell had made a series of costly mistakes, causing loss heavily of financial. Royal Dutch Petroleum Company was affected by decision of Shell. Shell Company was brought the Texas crude, and this made both of the company were engaged in a first competition with Standard Oil. To defeat Standard Oil, both companies agreed to merge together. It allowed both companies to share more resources. Besides that, it can reduce costs in research and development, sharing latest technology. The merged corporation was in dual listed company. In the year of 2005, Shell had a crisis broke out. Shell overestimated its manifested resources for the gas and oil. The lower estimates lowered the stock's valuation, leading shareholders to seek a more transparent and attentive organization structure. Therefore, Shell introduced a more centralized and management system. Royal Dutch Shell Group was replaced by a single company, announced an aggressive program of exploration and development spending to recover its oil and gas reserves. It can bring more transparent administration and management. Besides that, it can increase shareholders' confidence in the administration of the company. Next, I am going to talk about the organization of the acquisition by the acquirer. In the early of 19th, mergers of Royal Dutch and Shell, both companies purchased major production interests in Russia and Venezuela. From 1920s until 1940s, ups and downs of both companies. Both companies brought the vast Mexican oil field. From 1950 to 1980s, expansion and diversification. Shell extended its chemical activities. Besides that, Shell diversified into natural gas and offshore oil exploring and purchasing coal and metal holdings. 1990s is the time of both company restructuring. Cost-cutting efforts were successful. Thousands of jobs were also lost and non-core companies were sold. From 2000 and beyond, both company purchasing of majority of enjoy Quaker State Company. Besides that, they create a new parent company corporation called Royal Dutch Shell. They decided to acquire a major producer of liquefied natural gas, namely BG Group. That's all from my part. Thank you.
My name is Yee Jia Ern, metric number 270763. In this part, I will be presenting the corporate governance and performance of Royal Dutch Shell. The corporate governance of the new company is currently considered as quite decent, but there were some noteworthy questionable corporate governance decisions and actions in the past. The company has implemented a new provision that encourages for a recommended tenure for the board chair to be limited to a maximum of 9 years. The company shows an excellent diversity of the board members and the senior management team. The company's directors are comprised of multiple nationalities, including one Malaysian, namely Donnie Ching, as the legal director of the company. Unfortunately, in 2004, there was a scandal involving the overstatement of the oil and gas reserves of the company by the company's then chairman, Sir Philip Watts. As a result of that scandal, he was subsequently dismissed by the board of the company, despite his efforts to deny his wrongdoings. Moving on to the next part, which is the post-acquisition integration of Royal Dutch Shell. After its initial merger in 1907, both of the companies largely retained their own unique identity with two separate parent companies. The merged company utilized the preservation post-acquisition integration strategy. In this strategy, there is a lower need for strategic interdependence, while simultaneously having a higher need for organizational autonomy. Nearly a century after the initial merger, both of the companies have decided to merge their parent company in the year of 2004. This has shifted the post-acquisition integration strategy from preservation to absorption. Additionally, this merger had also simplified the dual board system into a single board system. It was done primarily to improve the integrity and transparency of the executive management system. That is all from me. We'll move on to the next presenter. Thank you.
Hi, my name is Ming Yao, meeting number 271797. Now I would like to present about whether or not the merger achieved its objective. This merger has several purposes, namely to develop the company, improve management efficiency, and increase production capacity. First, develop the company. This merger makes it easier for the transportation of oil around the world. The company is now in over 140 countries and is involved in industry of oil, natural gas, and so on. Obviously, the merger of Royal Dutch Shell has successfully achieved its goals and the company has grown even greater. Besides, after the merger, the operating group's executives are selected from each holding company's board of directors. The new entity has clearer reporting lines and more responsive to shareholders. This simplifies the management structure and thus the management becomes more effective. Furthermore, the company's cooperative activities were vertically integrated with the upstream and downstream businesses after the merger. Here are some examples of their upstream and downstream activities. In terms of economies of scale, cross-marketing opportunities, and synergies, the company's vertically integrated operations offer it a major competitive advantage in the global market. It brought productivity gains and allowed the company to integrate more business. Next, the challenges faced by the new firm. In the past, the company has some problems due to the complicated management. Many investors complained that the old management structure hampered transparency and financial accountability. This was a huge challenge for them. However, the company solved this problem by restructuring, and it has been further developed afterwards. In present day, the company faces great challenges caused by COVID-19. This global pandemic has led to a severe drop in the demand of petroleum products, and thus the price of petroleum has also declined a lot. However, some news indicate that the company is developing towards green energy. This may help them to face this challenge. Besides, Shell may face some challenges in the future because their businesses are governed by a numerous of laws and regulations regarding environmental protection. In recent years, the regulatory standards have been tightened in response to growing understanding of environmental damage caused by the industry. With the progress of times, resources such as oil and natural gas that pollute the environment may be restricted. That's all from me, thank you.
I'm Wan Zhi Yin with matrix number 270478. In conclusion, after the merger between Royal Dutch Petroleum Company and the Shell Transport and Trading Company, currently, Royal Dutch Shell is providing commercial fuels and fuels to industries such as the aviation industry and the marine industry. Besides, it also works with plastic converters and manufacturers by supplying polyethylene polymers and selling bitumen products. It also sells lubricant products besides providing catalysts, technical services and licensed process technologies to its customers. That's all from us. Thank you.